Fancy playing a working from home simulator with added murder and kidnapping? Of course you do. So let me introduce you to Scrutinized, an indie horror simulation game brought to you by Reflex Studios, also known for Welcome to the Game 1 and 2. The premise is simple, just how I like it. You play as Luna Goodman, a criminal analyst for the District Attorney's Office. Your task is to solve crimes whilst keeping two killers at bay who are trying to break into your house. This is made somewhat bothersome by the first world problem that is your internet cutting out.
Ugh, damn it. The internet went out again.
As well as the lights around the house intermittently switching off. Unfortunately with this game, you can't just drive straight in, like I attempted to. There's detailed notes on how to play the game when you first load it up, but personally I'm not a fan of having to do lots of reading just to play a game. I have got guides for both the reports and the general gameplay on our website, so feel free to check them out. I do keep attempting to record this as well, but my monologuing keeps resulting in my untimely death as I miss audio cues. Go away, Tanner. Oh, motherfucker. He was outside. It is also worth noting that this game also comes with a warning from the developer. It revolves around reading fiction reports of suspicious people filed by concerned citizens, which can contain references to sensitive matters such as murder, kidnapping, abuse, and assault. All reports are fictional and all images are AI generated or stock images, but nevertheless, the content itself can be a little bit disturbing at times. Once you do manage to get going, you'll soon discover that the dodgy lighting is a particular issue. One of the killers, known as the kidnapper, will attempt to pick the lock of any windows in rooms where the lights are off. Sometimes you can even spot him and scare him off with your flashlight. The kidnapper would generally knock you out while you're at the computer or jump you and deck you in the gob while you're in bed. Then it's game over and you're sold into the sex trafficking market. The kidnapper is fairly easy to keep at bay once you get used to the game. The real threat is the other killer. Tanner is a syringe-toting maniac with a creepily chipper demeanour. If he catches you, he will inject you with a syringe and abduct you, and then possibly eat you. His activity is encouraged by Luna's progress with the reports and generally how long is being spent at the computer. He has certain audio cues, which can be easy to miss, and sometimes he'll come along without an audio cue. I actually found Scrutinized hard to complete even on casual. The game does an excellent job of building suspense and a general sense of foreboding, then managing to terrify you with a variety of jump scares when you least expect it. I found that the anticipation of knowing that there could be a jump scare at any point made it even worse. The longer into each night I got, the more paranoid I became, to the point that I failed a night because I spent so long obsessively checking the cameras and the lights I forgot to do all the reports. And while we're talking jump scares, can anyone out there tell me how the hell I get the achievement for pooping my pants? I did have a cunning plan of turning the audio down a bit to try and take the edge off the jump scares, but this didn't work either because I couldn't hear the audio cues. The jump scares aren't everyone's cup of tea though, and you are given the option to turn them off. I did find myself doing this for a little while as my nerves were in absolute tatters. You can also avoid all threats and jump scares entirely by playing in detective mode, where all you need to do is solve the crimes for 7 nights without going over 5 rejected reports. Although it sounded easy in principle, this game mode presented me with a lot of challenges, and you thought keeping the killers at bay was the hardest part. With regards to the reports, there is a good variety for you to work through. A lot are fairly straightforward. You have the name and as soon as you crack the phone, you're presented with a plethora of evidence. However, I was caught out numerous times by having too many failed reports. One thing you can do is a bare minimum number of reports for the night and then wait until the night ends. But I was doing as many as possible in order to finish the night early because I'm impatient like that. So it's not entirely the fault of the game for being really difficult. As you progress through the nights, you'll need up to 4 pieces of evidence, which seems to be where my issues were. I had no trouble when it was just 2 or 3 pieces of evidence, but then when I had the same report with up to 4 pieces of evidence, I would end up failing. I did end up just writing down the name of each suspect and the outcome, then just trying again with different pieces of evidence for any failed ones. I can't say I've come across a game before where I had to keep notes in order to complete it, which I could definitely see as being off-putting to a lot of people. As well as casual and detective mode, there is also normal and nightmare. You can naturally progress through these modes after you've completed casual and spent some time on detective mode. It is also worth noting that you can only get the game's true ending on normal. You are presented with a shit ending upon finishing casual, which is an especially sneaky way to ensure you play through again. Nightmare mode, which is only unlocked after beating normal, has permadeath, 14 nights in total, no saving, and the player isn't allowed to get a single report wrong. The ending is the same as on normal difficulty. I haven't tried this mode myself yet, but the game is enjoyable enough that I wouldn't rule it out. Scrutinized is formulaic and repetitive, yet totally addictive. The game does such a good job at building suspense that even the most seasoned of horror gamers will lose their shit at the jump scares. It's great that the game is a bit more inclusive to those who aren't a fan of jump scares though, so its versatility means I would recommend this to anyone who enjoys logic and problem solving. This game is very difficult though, and there are some elements I still haven't completed after many hours of gameplay, so it may not suit the more casual gamers. Thanks for watching. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe and come join us on Discord. We've got memes.